Alrighty, guys. Good evening. It is Monday, January 20th. We're our Michigan Storm Chasers. I'm Ryan, alongside meteorologist Joel Fritzma here. Let's go ahead and dive in. We have a couple of things to talk about. First and foremost, we want to highlight the ongoing lake effect snow that is causing some issues out there on our roadways. Let's go ahead and start in Southeast Michigan. Yes, Southeast Michigan, you heard that properly. We do have a very thin but very potent snow band here that extends into Ontario, but is affecting areas like I-75, I-69, I-96. Very thin but very potent in nature. That extends all the way over here to the west side of the state as well, where most of our lake effect snow is already ongoing from Grand Rapids, Muskegon, down to Kalamazoo. Checking out the Kalamazoo cam here, some pretty moderate to heavy snowfall rates there on the Kalamazoo tower cam here from the Department of Public Safety there. That lake effect snow will continue overnight. Let's go north here to figure out what's going on up here in northern lower. Again, lake effect snow hugging the Lake Michigan shoreline there by Petoskey, Traverse City areas. Up in the UP, it is starting to wind down up there, but you still have probably a few more hours left, at least, of this lake effect snow to get through. But tomorrow becomes a little bit better off for you guys up in the UP. These lake effect snow bands down here, though, are the most potent currently in the state, and they are causing issues here on our roads. We've been seeing accidents all day long, filtering in on the MDOT drive map, on local scanner pages, stuff like that. If we look at our roads here across West Michigan, especially Grand Rapids to Kalamazoo, over toward Lake Michigan, all yellow or red there, indicating that, hey, we have some slow traffic going on, slow down. As for accidents, we have 4 of them currently out and about there. And I will say this area up here, in the area of 131 and 96 by Comstock Park, all day long, we've had pile-up accidents. We've had slide-offs. Literally, I don't think this place has been clear all day today. It's just always accidents up in that one particular spot. Elsewhere, though, I do want to highlight that lake effect snow band that is continued over in the east side here has caused whiteout conditions in Lansing and also around Lansing, as well as 75 there over near the Grand Blanc Holly area, where we have that lake effect, like I said, thin band, but very potent in nature, has slipped up roadways, reduced visibilities. That will continue for a couple more hours there as that band drifts, kind of just fluctuates, deviates in movement just a bit, but overall that will continue for a few more hours across much of, not much, but in terms of portions of eastern Michigan. Going back to the radar for those of you just tuning in, just kind of show you guys where that band is. This is where it's currently located, from basically Port Huron down toward Columbus, back through Oxford Charter Township. So 75 here, US 23, just south of Grand Blanc to Waterford Township is being affected by that band. Go ahead and animate that, just to give you an idea of how that's moving. It's pretty much a due east movement, so do expect that to continue for a couple more hours. When all is said and done, we do have a forecast that has been our forecast for the past couple of days. Let's go ahead and dive into a few things here. First and foremost, our forecast still looks to be on track. Obviously, it's not going to be exact for everybody, but when all is said and done, it should wind up in these totals. So the highest accumulation up there in the UP and northern lower in the red zones, 14 to 28 inches of snow. And again, this is from Sunday to Wednesday. So this goes about 36 more hours or so into your Wednesday. And that is when the forecast ends. As far as tomorrow goes, what can we expect for tomorrow in terms of traffic conditions, weather, wind chills? Let's go ahead and talk about that for a second. So first and foremost, accumulations from roughly, we're going to say 6 o'clock tomorrow morning through the afternoon, pretty much all day really tomorrow, you can say. Additional snowfall accumulations of roughly 2 to 4, isolated 5 or 6 inches in spots for tomorrow. So when all is said and done, we should be getting into those totals we just talked about there for West Michigan. 7 to 15 was our call for the Lake Michigan shoreline areas. So additional snowfall expected tomorrow. Notice how up in the UP, it does taper off quite a bit. But for western lower Michigan, that will continue throughout the day tomorrow. It will start tapering off as we get toward Tuesday evening. And it should be done by Wednesday morning, but we'll have to keep an eye on that because we have a clipper system moving through that could kick up some lake effect again. So watch our page for a forecast. We may have to up our totals or put additional snowfall map out for Wednesday or Thursday, in addition to some more lake effect response when this clipper system could kick up some snow chances. As far as wind chills, we are entering the worst of the 4-day period of wind chills. We've highlighted this for a couple of days now. 72 straight hours of below zero wind chills are the expectation. That has continued through today. This model here is showing temperatures tomorrow at 10 a.m. So that's going to be anywhere from -40 up there in the western part of the UP. Further downstate, though, for areas where the population is centered, we're looking at -20, -25 or so. This is going to be the coldest of the snap, so to speak. And that's going to be continuing through the day on Tuesday. The worst looks to be between late tonight, like 2 a.m. or so, through about that noon time frame on your Tuesday. Then it kind of lets up just a bit, but we stay below zero. Wednesday is the day we look to kind of rebound, but I do think Wednesday has a chance to remain below zero as well. So it might be Thursday or very late Wednesday before we can actually reset ourselves into a more active period. So with that being said, traffic forecast for tomorrow. We have much of West Michigan in red once again. If we get comments, why are you guys always putting stuff in red? Today is another great example of why we do that. We've had, if I had to keep track, we probably had close to 30, 40 accidents on the MDOT drive map. Those are just on main highways alone, not accounting for rural areas. So major impacts there on the west side of Michigan as lake effect snow continues. Further east, we could have some lake effect bands, especially early on your Tuesday. Much like right now, we see that band stretching from Lansing over to Port Huron. That could also occur very early Tuesday for your morning commutes, which is why that yellow extends all the way to Flint and also West Detroit metro areas. Going further north, though, we do have impacts still along the lake shores as major impacts. Further east towards Lake Huron there, it does turn yellow and then green. Impacts should wind down as we get through the day. So these impacts should be early on. Again, I'll stress that impacts should be early on in your day Tuesday. I do think the evening commute will be a little bit better than the morning commute. And then for the UP, as lake effect snow tapers off, we're going to have a little bit of a earlier tapering off, should I say, for the UP. That suggests only moderate impacts are expected. We could have a little bit of a major impact there closer to Munising. That's just where lake effect banding may linger a little bit longer into your Tuesday afternoon. With that being said, look ahead to the future. We do have a couple things to talk about. The latest CPC outlook, Climate Prediction Center, does show us in above average temperatures for January 28th to February 3rd. So this cold snap is not going to last forever. In fact, by Friday, should I say, by Friday, we should be back to a much, much more average pattern here with temperatures in the upper 20s and low 30s expected from there on out. We're going to see that pattern continue into the early part of February. A much more seasonal air mass is expected. So 4 days of cold, we're back to normal conditions. As for snow chances, we are watching a system around Sunday or Monday on the GFS model. The European's a little bit more conservative, but the GFS wants to show a system kind of working its way either through Michigan or to the south of Michigan. Overall consensus on this is kind of all over the place. It's something we're going to watch closely, but nothing is guaranteed with this. Just going to keep an eye on it. If anything does look to impact Michigan, you guys will see it from us first. So with that being said, that is our forecast package. I will mention one more thing that I did not show, and that is our wind gusts for tomorrow, especially focused in on southwest Michigan there, like Kalamazoo, Muskegon, South Haven areas. Wind gusts will continue to go ahead and gust between 20 and 30 miles per hour. Much like today, that could cause reduced visibility, blowing snow. Just take it easy out there. And again, impact centered around that morning time frame as conditions should improve by the time we get into Tuesday evening. So with that being said, turn to the comments here. I'm going to go ahead and put the camera from Kalamazoo on the screen so you guys can kind of keep a close eye on that. How much snow you guys got out there? Out of curiosity. Lynn, I see, gifting 5 memberships here at MSC. Appreciate that, Lynn. Welcome to the team for those of you who just got gifted. Appreciate your support.
For those who might have been taking a close eye to that wind chill map, did you notice that there was a little bit warmer temps in the Grand Rapids area? If you want to throw it up there. That right there is your lake effect snow acting as a quote-unquote blanket for the area, keeping yourselves, again, quote-unquote warmer, even though it's going to still be bone-chilling cold out there. But that cloud cover will keep in any surface radiation, and obviously keep you guys warmer. Obviously, there's already been a lot of school closings out there for the cold weather. Majority of the day is still going to be wind chills at least 10 below. So definitely a good choice for that. And obviously you have the lake effect snow that will be continuing through the day tomorrow in West Michigan. So kind of a cool little feature there on your wind chill map that you can see denoted by those slightly warmer wind chills there in Kent, Barrie, Ottawa, and even over there in Ionia and Clinton County.
Also, just want to point out one more thing that I did not talk about. That is the current advisories and warnings that are out there right now. The entire state is under a cold weather advisory. Up in the UP, there's extreme cold warning. So the advisory is basically between -15 up to right around -25 for your wind chills. But the extreme cold warning is for temperatures as low, or sorry, I say wind chills as low as -45. So the worst is going to be up in the UP, but all the state going to be cold either way there. As for winter weather advisories, those do continue. Sorry, wrong slide. There we go. This is the one I want to show. Winter weather advisories continue for all the counties here highlighted in purple. Those do extend over toward Lansing and Jackson, Ingham, Jackson counties there. And that has been verifiable with this band that has kind of moved that way, causing some impacts and also minor accumulation. Had a report just before we went live about 1.5 inches of snow in the Lansing area in the past 90 minutes. I believe that was reported by emergency management. So it's definitely accumulating there in the Lansing area and also localized areas around where this band is affecting you guys further east. But otherwise, much of the accumulation stays on the West Michigan shoreline, especially close to Lake Michigan, also up there in the UP. I would expect those to be dropped sometime either late tonight or early tomorrow, although the advisory will likely continue for West Lower Michigan through the day tomorrow and potentially into Wednesday, depending on how this upcoming system may kick up our lake effect snow again for Wednesday and or Thursday. Go ahead and throw the Kalamazoo camera up there. Back to the comments here. See a lot of comments here. Glad you joined us tonight. I know it's a bit later on in the evening. Do these late night streams work better for you guys? We usually go live at 7, but does 8:30 work better for you guys? We can adjust our schedule to you. We seem to have better audiences later in the evening, so just out of curiosity. Julie says, I have not seen a single flake here. Yeah, Julie, the east side is just not going to get snow until we get a big synoptic system. Oh, I can't say that, though, because parts of southeast Michigan right now are getting snow from this lake effect band. But like big snow, 8, 12 inches, no, you got to wait for synoptic snow. And honestly, Jan, this pattern has been really favorable for it. We just haven't got one. We're missing them to the south or to the east. So
going around us.
Until we can line one up for Michigan, we're kind of out of luck. And with that being said as well, the winter pattern here, it looks to kind of not really change, but it looks to get a little bit warmer here. So if we turn warm and all of a sudden we start getting these systems coming through as rain, that's going to be really depressing, honestly, because if we actually get through all this cold, we miss all the snow and then it warms up, we start getting rain, that's just going to be icing on the cake, so to speak.
Yeah. Those who didn't see the post, that lake effect band out there right now that crosses the entire state is 200 miles in length. But singular band goes all the way over to almost near London, Ontario, from Lake Michigan.
What you guys aren't seeing here with these radar limitations is how far this thing stretches. So if you stretch right here, right at this 402, let's go ahead and zoom out just a bit. Let's go ahead and measure this just for funsies. Where's my measurement at? It's supposed to give me a number here. Where's my number? There it is up at the top. There it is. Yeah, I'd say about 200 miles there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Not to mention that it goes all the way over to Lake Michigan.
Yep. So we are seeing that's insane. Joel, that might be worth a post on the page there when we're done here. That's pretty
I
cool.
actually put in your last post on Facebook, I put in the comments, attack of the 200-mile long lake effect band. So
I must have missed that.
Yeah, a little Easter egg. Lynn, on top of gifting memberships, has donated $2 generously tonight, asking, I know salt won't work. Would sand work on ice? Yeah, so honestly, sand kitty litter is going to be your best bet at traction. Again, salt does freeze at temperatures below 15, so it just really adds to the ice if you put salt down. So hopefully that helps. Again, kitty litter or sand, really anything that's like rocky, I guess you could put down and it'll help you out. So hopefully that helps with your parking lot treatments and whatnot out there. That's another item we don't. That's another, as I say, Brian. That's another item we really don't put in our travel ready kits. But an extra bag of kitty litter, you can bring that with you in case you get stuck, and it adds a little bit of traction if you get stuck in the ditch. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's a great point too. As far as salt, though, that should become much more effective by the time Thursday rolls around. So until we get to that point, sand, kitty litter, anything. What do we use? Pebbly? What was the term you used?
Anything rocky, I think.
Rocky.
Anything rainy or rocky.
Pebbly for some reason. Mike says, I cannot wait for this winter to be over with already. It's been pretty brutally cold, honestly. Like, it's been a good winter in terms of your temperatures, but just not getting the snow. I mean, if you're lake effect, yeah, you're getting a lot of snow, but for the majority of us over here in the Southeast, we're begging at this point for a snowstorm. Practically begging.
Ryan, I just had some news come in from Blake Harms saying every school district in West Michigan is officially closed tomorrow.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I've also seen a lot of news about Southeast as well. I don't know the exacts, but a lot of closings out there. And that's to be expected too, with wind chills below -20 as a possibility. And that's usually about the threshold schools look for. So if you get close to that or even below -20, we're talking school closings that are widespread. So honestly, if you're a school superintendent watching us here, there's really no reason to have school tomorrow because statewide in the morning, we're going to be around or below -20. So if you're trying to decide, I would just go ahead and call off. It's just not worth it tomorrow morning.
A lot of colleges have already canceled too. I know Ferris State, GRCC, GVSU. I know some of them are snow related, but you do have some that are away from the lake effect that are also canceling for cold already. So if colleges are doing it, not that it should sway your decision or anything, but usually colleges do take a lot more criteria to cancel. Lynn with another $2 super chat here saying, congrats, Joel. Sorry, I forgot to say it. Thank you very much. Again, I'm your chief meteorologist here through 2025, so I'm happy to be on the team and excited to, lead the severe weather coverage this year. I know Ryan's going to be controlling the radar for me, so I'll be back here at the green screen, and you guys will see that here in the coming months. So I'm excited.
Devin says some lakeshore communities forecasted 7 to 15 have gotten 1 to 2. Will it pick up? Yeah, it's at peak right now, but what lakeshore community are you talking about in particular, Devin? Because that could be a number of reasons that cause that. Anything from wind to just the way these bands are oriented. It's pretty localized in nature, but majority of the West Michigan lakeshore should be in those ranges. So if you have 1 to 2, it's a little bit surprising, but where exactly are you at? Be curious to check that out.
Yeah, we do already have a couple locations that have picked up almost near 10 inches already. And again, the peak when we talked about it earlier this week, I guess during the weekend, the strongest winds that are about a mile above our head, or I should say the coldest winds about a mile above our head, are coming in for overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, which is I think -30 or something degrees. So that's a huge difference, and that's just going to kick up the lake effect a little bit more overnight. So again, like Ryan said, we're going to be peaking overnight tonight into tomorrow, and then it'll taper off late tomorrow at least for the UP, it'll be tapering off tomorrow throughout the day. And then by the time we get into Wednesday morning, perhaps by midday Wednesday, that lake effect belt should cut off completely for the rest of us. So Evan's back in here for another month here at Michigan Storm Chasers on YouTube. And he has also generously gifted 20 memberships for those here that are subscribed on YouTube. So thank you very much, Evan, for your generous support to the channel. And for those who are subscribed for free here on YouTube, check your accounts. You may have just been gifted a 1-month membership courtesy of Evan. So thank you, Evan.
Yeah, thank you very much, Evan. Appreciate your support. Okay, South Haven. I'll look into that a little bit better. Now, if we look at the current radar, actually, we can go to South Haven here. You should be getting snow right now, according to the radar. So let me know if it's snowing there. Like you're pretty firmly within that band. So
Yeah, the further south you get on Lake Michigan, though, I'm always going to repeat this. We always have what's called the fetch. That's how much open water you have available on Lake Michigan. So the distance across, yeah, like Ryan's pointing there. As you can see, the further north you go on Lake Michigan, that's a larger fetch and a lot more moisture being pulled into your lake effect bands, which allows for larger totals. So you're further down there south in the lake, you're going to get those lighter totals. But I think when I made that forecast map, when the winds was out of the northwest, a lot of that was supposed to fall when it was northwest winds. So it looks like it could be on a little bit of the lower end there for South Haven and places south. But again, we still have another 24 hours, something like that, left in this forecast, even more than that. So I guess we'll see. If not, then it was a bust for South Haven if it doesn't get to that 7 to 15 range. Storm Chaser Isaac Cross in here for month number 8 here on YouTube. Thank you, Isaac. Saying keep up the great work. And you keep up the great work as well out there storm chasing.
I'll give a little bit behind the scenes here. Isaac is actually making us some music for a Portage video we have in production currently. So shout out to Isaac here in the chat for doing that for us.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Linodium, for another month here at MSC YouTube. Appreciate your support.
Thank you for coming back for month number 6.
Yeah. Roads are super bad in Grand Rapids. Drove home a bit ago from the hospital downtown to the northeast side. Beltline is a sheet of ice. Not surprising at all. And again, looking at the Kalamazoo camera here, which is looking north toward Grand Rapids, that's pretty. I can't even see the building. You can see the blinking red light, but you can't even see the building probably about a half mile to a mile away there. That's a pretty hefty snow band currently impacting Kalamazoo. And that goes for pretty much all of West Michigan currently. Look at the radar here. This is pretty much all across West Michigan here from Grand Rapids down to Kalamazoo. So fairly heavy snow bands ongoing. And those will cause travel reductions and also whiteout conditions in spots too. So take it easy out there. Roads are not good, and we can echo that a million times, but doesn't seem to help keep accidents down at all. Looking at the MDOT drive map currently, I mean, Grand Rapids, you can just share my screen real quick here to the drive map. Grand Rapids is probably the worst on the drive map currently. Turn off the cameras here. We're going to see, yeah, there you go. All this orange and red here from Muskegon to Grand Rapids. Yep. Also 94 here, 131 Kalamazoo area is not good either. But can't forget over here with that band Lansing over to Port Huron. That's affecting especially Lansing, but also areas further east here. So you can see the actual right around the Flint area from Grambling down to Holly. Got some yellows in there. So that's definitely causing some issues over there too. Let's see if we just can't pull up a cam here really quickly to get an idea of conditions. It's small there, but you can definitely see it's snowing. Yeah, you can see the snow there in the background.
Is it the snowplow? Any snowplow cams?
That's a good question. On the east side, there's usually not too many. Yeah. I think there's an east side, like I don't know exactly what's going on, but there's really never any over on the east side. They're all on the west side. And that's not because they're not out. I just don't think they have them turned on over here like they do on the west side. We can look at Lansing, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, check that out.
Check that out. Holy cow.
Summer back for another month here on MSC YouTube. Thank you, Summer. Appreciate your support, and it's our pleasure to do this. Mm-hmm. Absolutely love doing what we do here. So if you guys are tuning in on forecast info, I'd say back it up to the start of the video. About the first 10, 12 minutes, we talk about the forecast tonight into tomorrow, what to expect, and also a little bit in the future as well. So if you're looking for forecast info, would definitely suggest rewatching the first 10 or so minutes. Otherwise, we're just going to hang out here. If you guys got questions, feel free to drop them in chat. We'll be glad to answer them. that a bad camera quality or is it just a whiteout?
Could be both. It is at night, so that looks like a whiteout to me.
It looks like a whiteout conditions there. It's really, yeah, that's a heavy snowband. 94 south. Yeah, check that out. 94 between Kalamazoo and Galesburg. That's a really heavy band. Would not be shocked to see a few accidents out of that. Don't want to say it like that, but
yeah,
when you mix these heavy snow bands.
It's a comment in here. There's a comment in here about the Lansing area. Seen about 2 inches in the last 3 hours, and my weather app says snow ending by midnight. It's hard to believe. Again, that is due to what we have is one significant snow band out there. It's kind of just goes all the way across the state. Currently sitting right over Lansing for now. That could meander or fizzle, depending on how the environment and inland frontogenesis, I guess you could say, impacts that lake effect band throughout the night. And some dry air, because obviously it is still fairly dry out there, and so it's kind of impacting snow totals a little bit. But that lake effect snow should be reaching at least up to Lansing throughout the overnight period tonight, as wind gusts stay relatively strong enough to carry some light accumulations throughout the night that far inland. So I would say plan on at least some snow through sunrise tomorrow, but after sunrise, it'll be tough to tell. Yeah, we are just hanging out here. If you guys want to ask any questions, we got you. Comment here on Wednesday into Thursday. That is going to be probably a quick inch or two. I would say probably lower for most. But don't keep your hopes high for Wednesday into Thursday, kind of like every single clipper this year for Southeast Michigan. Low expectations, and if you get blessed with 2 to 3 inches, then there you go.
Thank you, Red Dozer, with a $50 super chat here. Says, don't forget your pets. They need extra care in this weather. Absolutely. This cold does affect them as well. Mm-hmm. If you can bring your pets inside, I would highly suggest doing so, as this cold is and will affect them just like it is us as humans. So heated shelter or get them inside somehow. Please. Mm-hmm. That is not good to have pets out there in this type of cold.
That reminds me of I think I saw a TikTok or shorts of that same comment that we're talking about, how bring your pets inside. And then it's some person that owns like a wolf or some sort of husky, some sort of outdoor dog that is just chilling out there in the cold snow. And the owner's telling them to come inside, but the dog obviously loves it. So there's some exceptions out there for outdoor animals that are naturally outdoors. But for the most part, if you do have a domestic pet, then you do want to bring them indoors because they feel the same as us. So.
We got a new member here, CJ Lewis. Thank you for joining the channel. Appreciate your support. Welcome to the team.
Welcome to MSC on YouTube, CJ. Appreciate you. 3 to 5 predicted for Wednesday. Interesting.
Yeah, we could have a bit. Yeah, we could have a bit of a lake effect snow response after a clipper system moves through. Mm-hmm. That may kick some totals up, especially around that Muskegon area, maybe up just north of Grand Rapids along Lake Michigan shoreline there, Ludington, Muskegon. Those general areas could see additional 2 to 4, 3 to 5 maybe. But again, our confidence in that is kind of low at this time. But it does look like a possibility into Wednesday and Thursday. So we'll have a forecast out if it trends that way. So if you're seeing 3 to 5 on a weather app or another news station or whatever, it's probably just because they're calling for additional snow behind that clipper. Is Drew in chat here? Does Drew want to pop in and show us his view from where he's at? Yeah, he's in chat here. Let me know, Drew. I can send you the link if you want to hop on here and go live from your location.
Ryan is using Radar Omega for this radar data.
If you're looking for a good radar product, if you're just starting out, I would suggest doing Radar Scope. It's a lot easier to navigate. Mm-hmm. Radar Omega is what we use, as well as Gibson Ridge 2. Joel uses that. But Omega is a powerhouse of a software, as is GR2. So if you don't want to learn, or if you don't want to learn a bunch of stuff, I definitely go Radar Scope, as that is your most simple radar to use and learn.
Yeah, I just threw up GR2 for you guys. It's very customizable, but it is a one-time large payment, I guess you could say. The good news about it being customizable is obviously I can set little roads in here so you can see all the roads. Obviously, Radar Omega has them too, but if you want bona fide software on your computer, GR2 is the way to go. But yeah, as Ryan said, Radar Scope is a good beginner's radar for you. It is I know on the App Store, it's I think one-time $9.99 payment, but it is the best radar out there. So if you like raw data, not smothered data that you see on free weather apps, that is the way to go. Not sponsored, but
Red Dozer back again with 10 gifted memberships. Red, longtime supporter here. Appreciate you as always. And also, for those of you just got welcome to the team, for just I just reversed that. For those you just got gifted those memberships, welcome to the team.
You guys are very generous tonight. Thank you guys. Take your Omega back.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw up Kalamazoo on here. There we go.
Looks like a pleasant winter evening out there, but when you factor in those wind chills, boy, that's tough. But I know some of you guys have thick skin out there. I've been looking forward to these winter weather conditions, even the cold. We heard you guys during the summer this past year. I need 10 degrees and negative 20 degree wind chills. I saw some comments on our page during the summer that were saying that, and
yep,
you guys got your wish. So,
as I said before, if we end up in Southeast Michigan here, because I live in Southeast Michigan, I want some snow, but I have not had the grass covered yet. And if it goes all winter like this, storm season better not disappoint. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, wind chills tonight. Again, negative 15, negative 30. Tomorrow morning will be the worst, negative 45 up in the western part of the UP. Negative 20, negative 25 or so for much of us here in lower Michigan. For those who just got gifted memberships there, those are good for 30 days. They automatically expire. And if you would like to come back and continue being a member, that is on you to go into your account and resubscribe to us. So, or not subscribe, but redo your membership. Subscribing to us on YouTube is free. Memberships are, I believe, the bottom tier is $2.99.
Yep.
Yeah, that's on you to do. They will expire automatically. So if you don't want to come back, that is no worry. It's not going to automatically charge you. But if you want to come back, that is your choice and on you to do.
Julie says we should go back over some snow totals. Pull up the main map.
So again, main map that we have is from Sunday. So go back to yesterday, all of today, and also go into tomorrow and into Wednesday. Storm totals should be in this range or at least close to these ranges when all is said and done. So if you guys need some more explanation, go ahead and ask in the comments here. I'll leave it up for a few seconds here. If you guys want to screenshot it or come back to it, it is also pinned on our Facebook page. If you want to go read the forecast or look at it that way as well. It is on Facebook, pinned at the top of the page for your guys' viewing pleasure. I just see an accident popped up here on 131 just north of 94.
As you'll notice in that snowfall map, I was very generous with the trace to 1 for Southeast Michigan.
Yeah, Trace at this point is being very generous.
Yep.
All right, take it back off the screen here. I'll give it 5 more seconds. So here's your last 3, 2, 1. There we go. Lynn back here with a $2 super chat. What temp would be too dangerous and not recommended to go outside? Thank you, Lynn, for that question and for your generosity. Honestly, anything really below -20, -25 would be just kind of stay indoors. Really, you could argue that even 0 is cold, and it is. It's still dangerous if you're out for a prolonged period of time, but it really gets dangerous when you get close to -15, -20, because when you're out there with exposed skin, the deeper you go in negative wind chills, the quicker it takes, or the quicker it becomes to get hypothermia. So roughly, when you're outside exposed to these conditions without proper clothing and coverings, you can get frostbite in as little as 10-15 minutes, which is quite quick. So hope that answers your question. Popping back on the drive map real quick here. Just seeing the accident pop in here. I don't think we have a camera on it, but just for location wise, here is Kalamazoo. And the accident's right there off of M43 on US 131 north of 94 near 43. Cameras in the area. Yeah, it's pretty heavy snowband there. Not surprising at all. I don't think we have a camera on it though.
Good news about this weather is if you had any freezer issues, you could just put your cold items out in the snow. Or if you don't have any snow, just put them out in the cold.
Whatever. Or if you were really a energy saver, just unplug your freezer, move everything outside.
That's true. Only valid through Wednesday. After Thursday, make sure you bring everything back in. It'll still be cold, but I don't know about freezer cold.
Could you show the HRRR for the next 24 hours for what exactly? Snow, wind, cold temperatures? Like what exactly you want to see? Because I can pull that up here. I'm assuming you mean probably the cold or the snow, either one of the two. But again, the HRRR, especially for snow, it does like to overdo things just a tad bit. So what it shows versus what's going to actually happen is two different things. That's why the local knowledge of weather is also important, and why weather apps can be way off. I don't think we have any snow maps predictions for the next 12 hours. Yeah, it's our map out there, Hadley, is for the entire duration into Wednesday. So you have to go back to Sunday into Wednesday for the storm totals. That's what the map applies to. If anything happens past Wednesday, we'll have to adjust and put a new map out. Devin says snow. Yeah, I can pop this on really quick here. Give me a second to pull it up. Now, again, like I said, though, models can overdo things. So what this shows, what's actually going to happen is different things. But here it is. Pop it in here real quick. Next, you said 24 hours, I believe, Devin. Let's go into tomorrow at this time frame. We'll go right about here. That's tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So as you can see, the UP, very thin accumulations there toward Grand Marais, over here as well toward Houghton. Then downstate here, anywhere from 4 to 8 really on the model here. But again, I don't think we're going to get these totals between now and tomorrow. I think it'd be more so probably closer to 4 or 5 inches, isolate higher potentially. But again, that's through tomorrow at 7 p.m. If you go out all 48 hours, that clipper system comes in roughly right about here. You notice the snow up there in Wisconsin starts turning gray. That's your clipper moving in. And you see the lake effect snow kicks back up there, and it kind of increases our totals in some spots there. So that's all the way through Wednesday at 7 p.m. So likely overdone, but that is your model. Hi.
Hello.
All Lansing schools are closed tomorrow. Thank you, Angela, for that. Not surprised at all. That is a great question, Tony. Asks, how is 2025 severe weather season looking? And the answer is a lot closer in terms of getting to an answer, should I say, than you think. Last year, I think we put an outlook out in February. We're getting close to late January here, so do expect an outlook from us coming here next few weeks. But overall, I'm going to say my initial gut says average to just below average for severe weather. But again, that is a very early prediction. So I'll dedicate a full YouTube video for that, as well as a write-up on the page. So stay tuned for that. Give it 2 or 3 weeks yet. We don't have to worry about winds bad enough to knock out power next couple of days. No, Janelle, not at all. 20 to 30 mile per hour winds is not going to take out power lines or stuff like that. So no concern there. And this snow is pretty light in nature. It's not heavy. It's not going to weigh down trees and power lines. It's fairly light, so it's not going to add any extra weight.
Schools open. Jensen Hudsonville are closed tomorrow. All West Michigan schools are closed tomorrow officially, and I would not be surprised if they do the same for Wednesday for just the wind chills.
Are you guys able to see cloud cover for tomorrow evening? We can do a model here real quick. I'm going to have to switch over to a different site, though, because I don't like the HRRR model for cloud cover. Pop it in here real quick. That is your cloud cover tomorrow at midnight. So here's Michigan over here. Black is clear skies. White would be clouds. So lake effect areas getting lake effect snow does show up as white here. Further south, further east there, you could get some clearer skies, especially up in the UP maybe. Some potential there for clear skies. But should be pretty much scattered clouds in nature, especially towards West Michigan with lake effect bands already ongoing there. So if we're talking Aurora, I'm not sure there's any chances tomorrow. I haven't seen anything, but who knows? Ryan and Joel, will you please turn off the snow machine for Holland? We are getting buried. Not yet. We're going to leave it on for another 24 hours or so. So sorry, Heather. We can't shut it off just yet.
We'll call over all the Eastern Michigan snow lovers, and we'll tell them to put all the snow in the coolers and bring it over to their side because, again, they need it.
I have to transplant it somehow.
A little bit of discussion about frost quakes in here, Ryan. I don't know if you want to go over that real quick.
Yeah, so frost quakes are possible next couple of days. I actually did put a post out this morning and delete it pretty quickly because for frost quakes to happen, you typically need to have a rapid freeze of the water underground. We've been kind of cold for a good long time. So I don't really think it's a very high potential, which is why I deleted the post. But I wouldn't be shocked if there are some isolated reports of those, especially for areas that could have been closer to freezing leading into this deep Arctic freeze, so to speak. So it's possible, but overall chances are, I would say, minimal.
Waterford, 2 to 3 inches in the ground, covered with ice.
Waterford?
Yep.
That is on the east side.
Is that underneath that lake effect band?
Yeah. Waterford is near that, near the radar site, I believe. Yeah. See if I can't line this up and pull an MDOT cam from the area. 75, just south of Grand Blanc, be right about here.
While you're figuring that out, Ryan, there's a comment here saying no snow in Elma, but schools are closed tomorrow. And that, again, is due to our wind chills being extremely cold. Again, a lot of schools do close school for minus 15 to minus 20 degree wind chills. All of the lower peninsula tomorrow will see at least minus 15 degree wind chills, as low as minus 30. But that minus 30 will be closer to the central portions of northern lower Michigan. So they'll be kind of near the Grayling area where the elevation kind of goes up a little bit there, and it's kind of away from the lakes a little bit. Otherwise, minus 15 to minus 25 is going to be more if you're going rate for wind chills tomorrow for the rest of the lower peninsula. And then, of course, if you're in the upper peninsula away from Lake Superior, minus 40 to minus 45 degree wind chills. That is so cold that it surpasses Celsius. Because for those who don't know, minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit and minus 40 degrees Celsius is where they come together and pass each other.
Benefit of these temps, no mosquitoes, no bugs. So hopefully less ticks next year and less mosquitoes. Cross your fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain frost quakes? So frost quakes, simply put, is water deep in the ground that rapidly freezes, and that ice puts pressure on the soil. As it expands, it will crack the soil, and it creates these popping noises. They can be really loud. They can kind of shake the ground like an earthquake can, but they're not as damaging as an earthquake. So they're kind of harmless, kind of scary at the same time. And they can sometimes also put cracks in the ground themselves. So they're pretty cool, but they don't happen too often.
Thank you, Courtney. Those very kind words. We're here for you. Glad to be your number one source of weather information here in Michigan.
Yeah, honestly, Megan, shout out to Hadley for catching questions. Shout out to our whole moderator team. They do a great job with us here, keeping our comments clean and overall just a safe place for you guys to chat. So shout out to our mod crew. They don't get enough credit.
So there was a comment a little bit back on the location of this image on your screen. That is downtown Kalamazoo.
Yeah. This is the Department of Public Safety cam. And that is also a shout out to Kalamazoo for letting us use their video feed here. All right, guys. Any more questions here before we wrap up? We've been on here for about 50 minutes or so. Good discussion tonight. Good crowd. Appreciate you guys hopping on with us here. 9:21 p.m. current time. Overall, if you're looking for forecast info, I'd say rewatch the first 10 or 12 minutes of the video. We have lake effect snow continuing, dangerous cold continuing, and also some potential for some snow and also a warm up in the future as well. So with that being said, looks like we have Drew in here now at the last minute. What's going on, Drew?
What's up, guys? Currently at my house right now. Right now, we're kind of sandwiched in between two lake effect bands right now. As you can see on radar, we are that blue dot right there, and you can see the two main lake effect bands that are going on in Ottawa County and Kent County. If I hit play here, you can see that we've been kind of avoiding these two bands here for the past 15 minutes. We were getting some heavier snow earlier on, but yeah, no, We've gotten a lot of snow here. I'd say we for sure have gotten at least 5 or 6 inches. My dad actually just finished shoveling the driveway. And when we had these heavier snowfall bands present, we've had already another inch of snow that's already accumulated here. So these snowfall bands are definitely mean some business here for West Michigan.
I'd be curious to see what you end up with tomorrow morning here when you go through another 12 hours of snow. If that splits you like that, though,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are you guys about to hop off? We were going to briefly head towards Allendale, like a 10-minute drive to give an update and then head back.
What do you think, Joel?
We can let you drive.
All right.
Yeah, we're here to hang out for a little bit, so we can stick around. Cameron, thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate your support and generosity.
Thank you, Cameron.
Currently warming up the car right now. My dad is, and got the iPad with a radar, and it's not showing. All right, here we go. Yeah, we'll probably just head towards this band right here briefly. Lake Michigan Drive, maybe head just a little northeast of Allendale, excuse me. Give a quick road update and then head back. And then, yeah, the plan is to be chasing early tomorrow morning throughout Ottawa, Kent, and Allegan County.
And we'll be live. If we have chasers out, we'll be live here at MSC with guys in the field. Lake effect snow will continue for West Michigan for the first part tomorrow. UP will taper off, though, as we get later in the day. But we'll be live here to cover the first half of the day. Hopefully with a few chasers in the field. Drew's going out. I think we have Ben as well. So a couple chasers for you guys to watch.
All right, I'm going to get in position here, so I'll give you guys an update when I'm ready.
Okay. Sounds good. Just popped on. How is GR looking for the morning drive? I'll go ahead and pop the map out there for you guys. So lake effect snow continues for tomorrow. The impact should be felt in the first half of the day. I would expect the morning commute to be a little treacherous there across much of West Michigan. Conditions should improve gradually throughout the day, though, as snow does begin to taper off as we get especially closer to that nighttime. And then it could ramp up again for Wednesday into Thursday with a clipper system that could move through and also kick up our lake effect snow once again. But overall, I'd expect the drive tomorrow on West Michigan to be a little treacherous there, especially in the areas in the red on your map here. And then also further east, we could still see some lake effect bands continuing over toward Lansing or Flint or perhaps even Ann Arbor. So yellow over there. Further north, though, going to switch this map out for you guys. Same thing applies. West Michigan shoreline, highest impacts. Further east you go, a bit more of a moderate impact. Then all the way further east toward Lake Huron, we're getting closer to the minimal to no impacts in green. And then the UP with lake effect snow tapering off tomorrow as early as the morning. We're not going to see as much of any impacts up there from the snow. Can I be a chaser for you guys? CJ, you can, but we do have a process we go through. If you go to our website, I'll go ahead and bring it up here and show you. We do have a application, so to speak. It's more of a test, actually. You guys can fill out, and we have this open for you guys. If you guys want to ever take the test or contact us in any way, you are welcome to do that. So if you go to our website, all the way down on the end of our staff page, I'll go and throw this in here real quick, share my screen real quick. So on our staff tab up at the very top here, you're going to see at the very bottom the staff. Scroll all the way down. There's going to be a button, interested in joining the team. Take the test. Click that button, and that'll take you to fill out the application/test. And if we're interested, we'll get back with you. So, yeah, if you guys don't know, we have a website. Feel free to check it out. It's essentially MichiganStormChasers.com. Put together a pretty good website, I think. So feel free to check it out. Go Go ahead and throw my camera back up there. There we go. Cameron, again, $10 super chat. Because you say we're supposed to have more warmer temps, does that mean more freezing rain than snow or just rain? So when I say warmer temps, I'm talking about more so seasonal temps. Looking at the CPC, which is the Climate Prediction Center's guidance over the next couple of weeks, we're seeing that above average probability there for Michigan. Now, take average, which is at this time of year, 28, 29 degrees. You go higher than that, that is above average. So that could be 3 degrees or it could be 40 degrees. Either way, I wouldn't really expect much in the way of freezing rain. I think that really becomes a concern about 2 or 3 days out from an event. From this length, we really can't say what's going to happen with our precip and stuff like that. So overall, not really seeing an increase of chances of freezing rain, but definitely a chance for warmer temperatures for sure. We got Drew back on here with us. Go ahead and take his feed and just kind of pair it with Kalamazoo. And Drew and I will, or not Drew, but Joel and I will hang back in the background here.
Mm-hmm.
Between now and tomorrow, I'd say West Michigan, Allendale area, another probably 4 or 5 inches, maybe isolate higher amounts.
Lynn with another $2 super chat here saying thank you guys for being here for us. We love you all. We love you guys as well for tuning in. Thank you for supporting our channel as well, Lynn. And we always hope that you guys come back for more content here at MSC. Again, we got you covered 365 days a year. That's what we do full time. So we're happy to do it for you guys.
Drew would be in the West Grand Rapids metro area.
What's up, guys? You guys hear me?
Report? Yeah, I hear you.
Right now we are on Fillmore Street heading west towards Allendale where the one of the lake effect snow bands are present, and we'll be posting up updates as we go along on the road. Spotter dot should be on as well. Yeah, the majority of these roads are, snow covered right now. As you can see from this live stream, these are, main roads, but they're not main roads. In Ottawa County, it's Fillmore Street, Baldwin, Bar Road, all kind of busy roads, but not near as busy as, Lake Michigan Drive or any of those highways. So just based on these roads out here in Ottawa County, they're definitely very slippery and slick. We got a lot of snow here, a lot of it drifting around. Basically, travel is manageable, but not advised, I would say, for this region.
Yeah, as you can see there on the screen, road literally looks like a sheet of ice out there, and that when all that light, fluffy snow is falling throughout the day, it blows around, sticks to anything it can, and of course that's going to be your roads. So definitely be careful out there, as Bruce mentioned. He again on the way to check out one of the lake effect bands there in Ottawa County. Some
pure ice right here.
I was gonna say I saw that glaze on the pavement.
Yeah, this is pure ice right here. We're about to go uphill here, but it's very patchy. So if there are certain roads that, let's just say, aren't icy, it doesn't give you necessarily a right to go 45 plus, because if you do hit that ice patch, you're going to quickly lose control, especially if you're braking. So I'd highly advise just to give yourself extra time. If you have work tomorrow, it's going to apply, for tomorrow morning, throughout the day on Tuesday. Just give yourself those, extra 10 minutes. And, if the roads are good, in your area that you're driving, sweet. But not every single road is going to be treated equally, because road crews can only do so much, especially with lake effects. So just give yourself extra time for tomorrow.
For those who missed it, a little bit of repeated information here. All schools in West Michigan are closed for the day tomorrow, whether that's for snow and or for cold. Every single district in West Michigan. So that's basically your 2 rows of counties close to the lakeshore, north of 94, south of US 10 or something like that in the boundaries. Your typical lake effect zones. Obviously, you got to, if you live on the borderline, you're going to want to double check that, of course, if you are actually in West Michigan. Again, checking your local news station is going to be the best way to figure that out for yourself. Everyone's definition of West Michigan is a little different.
For reference of where Drew is at, here is Grand Rapids. And this green dot right here is Drew heading up toward Allendale to get this band of heavier snow. So just for visual reference, that's what's going on currently.
Yes, Kelly, that is a good question. And it is definitely possible that you could be too close to the lake for lake effect, whether that is because the lake is too warm and it's causing the snow to melt that does fall, or the winds that carry it downstream from the lake. If you get like a 30 or 40 mile per hour wind, you can have maybe even 5 miles at a time where no snow is falling. So 20 to 30 mile per hour winds tonight. Most of the lake shore will be fine. It could be skipped over in spots, but yeah, it's not 40 to 50 miles per hour. So this will be one of those events where lakeshore is going to get slammed, especially if you're up and down within 5 miles of lakeshore tonight. But especially once we get towards warmer temperatures again, you start getting that freezing drizzle that does mix in as well from your warm air off the lakes. That can also drop your lake effect totals. Yes, we do have a Discord. TNG is right there on the top of the screen. The actual link is discord.gg/Michigan Storm Chasers. Make sure when you do join the Discord channel, if you do want to join, to add a good first name that you want to be named by, I guess you could say. If you do have any storm reports you want to send us, we're going to use that name that you give us on Discord, and obviously add the county you're from at the end of the name so we know which county it's from.
I'm not 100% sure on how accurate my thermometer is, but it's reading -2 in the Upper Peninsula. Where are you at currently? Because real-time temperatures up there across much of the Upper Peninsula are below 0. In fact, I can pop my screen on here real quick. This is current temperatures across the state. Air temperatures here below 0 for much of the UP up by Mount Pleasant and as well as Gaylord. Downstate, though, we're getting single digits, but it feels like it's much colder than that. So this is the type of weather you may be able to go outside and turn boiling water into ice or into a powder. I don't know what you call it, the official terminology for it, but evaporates. I don't know.
One of our mods here and one of my friends here in chat, Rise Against 10 gifted memberships here for those who are subscribed on YouTube. Again, subscribing on YouTube is free to do. And every once in a while, some of our generous donators do give away gift memberships. So Thank you, Justin, for your generous support of the channel, as always.
You guys just see that? That car just slid, almost did like a 180 right there.
Did not.
Front of us.
Is the one? Yeah, the one right in front of you. So hopefully
Yeah.
they slow down.
I would say these north-south roads are really bad just because of the wind direction, the west-east wind flow. We've noticed that as we're working our way towards Allendale.
We actually put that in our traffic forecast for yesterday, for today, should I say. So north-south roads will be more impacted with the way the winds are oriented, blows the snow across it. So we got Jas with 10 get to memberships. Thank you, Jas. Longtime supporter here of MSC. For those just got gifted, welcome to the team.
Thank you, Jas.
Trisha with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Trisha.
Thank you, Trisha, as well. Discord link is invalid. Interesting.
Left screen is Kalamazoo, and the right screen here is Allendale area. Looks like Drew has just entered the heavier lake effect band there.
Yes, we are just hitting the southern part of this lake effect band here. It does seem like the band is slightly shifting south here. We have another heavier pocket that's on its way towards Allendale. So, yeah, we are right next to GBSU, and as some of you are aware, GBSU, like many other colleges, and wow, we're getting really intense winds here, are canceled for tomorrow just because of how treacherous these road conditions are.
Yeah, I can't even see, like, you can't even see any road lines. You're just basically guessing the lane, right?
Yeah.
In
No,
Michigan?
I
go ahead, Drew.
fully agree with that. Yeah, any main road, you can't, with these kinds of snow bands, it's really difficult to see where the lanes are at, as well as the lines. So visibility has rapidly dropped within this band here as well. So
There's a viral meme out there that circulates every winter. Welcome to Whose Lane Is It Anyway? The winter game where the lanes are made up and the plows don't bother. Not to knock any of our plow guys here. They do a great job across the state. It's just a meme, so it's not a shot, you guys. But it's a funny meme.
Oh, yeah.
that was, guys, we just had a fox.
A fox?
A fox, yeah. Just wanted to let you guys know that it's pretty rare to see a fox. Well, not rare, but I mean, yeah. All right, we're on
Drew,
Lake Michigan
the
Drive.
question
by the
is,
way,
Drew, did you ask it what it
we're
says?
heading west. Oh, it does the fox say? We did not have time to ask that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it was running way too fast.
Darn.
Just like every other animal and pet's probably trying to find somewhere to warm up. If you guys are wondering here, I can pull up radar where I'm at. This is where we are at. We just hit this band right here. And now we're approaching this next heavier band that's a little bit more to the south, and we'll hit that as we're going towards more downtown Allendale. And this dude, wow, that dude's stuck.
Ooh.
Yeah, road conditions are terrible out here.
Speaking of road conditions that are terrible, I just pulled an accident on the MDOT drive map here. It's going to be 131 just north of downtown Grand Rapids, right at I-196. And it looks to be all lanes are closed in this particular spot. I'm trying to get a zoomed in look. It looks like a jackknife semi, perhaps. But looks like all lanes are shut down there as they work to clear that. That's, again, 131 near I-196 northbound, just north of downtown Grand Rapids. Just want to point that out. For reference, I zoom out here on the map. It's right here on this stretch of road. and there's downtown Grand Rapids. So that's actually pretty close to Drew here. He's over at Allendale, which is up here. But
Did you say that was on the 196 portion?
I believe it's on northbound 131.
Oh. Because that stretch of 96 right there across the river and then goes to the east is across the river, so freezing bridge, and then it goes uphill. That looks like, yeah, that's northbound 131 right there.
Yeah. Another accident says on the westbound ramp to 196. Looks like it's all lanes are shut down. So it looks like the ramp is also shut down in that spot as well. The camera on the southbound doesn't really show that, but it doesn't really matter where you're at in Michigan. Or not, that does. Should I say West Michigan? Looks like another accident. Perhaps that's cleared. Never mind. But much of the state, I keep saying state, much of the area here remains in that lake effect snow ban. I'll go ahead and pop the radar on the screen. There we go, real quickly. So pretty much all of Muskegon, Grand Rapids, Holland, South Haven, Kalamazoo areas in this lake effect snow. And that band does continue to stretch all the way over toward Port Huron. So places on the east side, I-75, US 23, 96, 69, getting affected by a snow band here. But the bulk of it does remain on the west side. And conditions are pretty bad out there. Taking a peek at the drive map, we just did that, but also just kind of looking at the temperature, the speed across the areas. The Grand Rapids to Kalamazoo area is the worst in yellow and red, and that will continue throughout the night into tomorrow morning here. So the flow of traffic is definitely slow out there in widespread areas, including Lansing 2, 94, Kalamazoo, 131, typical highways here that get impacted by lake effect snow. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and double box the Drew and the radar again. And I'm going to pop out Joel for a few. I'll be right back.
Okay.
We're about to hit the next band of lake effect snow. We're actually just hitting it right now, so road conditions would probably rapidly deteriorate here shortly.
Sounds good. Give me 1 second, Evelyn. We'll do that for you. So a lot of our lake effect snow right now for northern lower is confined to I-75 between Indian River. There's a very strong band over Wolverine right now, and then it tapers off as you get down towards Vanderbilt. Gaylord, Elmira is going to be on the edge of that lake effect. Then once you get over towards Boyne City, Central Lake, that's where the lake effect starts to pick up again. So if you're up and down the 131 corridor and places to the west of 131, that's going to be where your strongest lake effect is overnight. Now, granted, there on the left side of your screen where you see the radar, when you get far enough away from the radar, this lake effect snow does go underneath the radar beam. And so we can't actually see what's going on here in portions of central Michigan. So that's quite possible you have some lake effect snow traveling over towards the US 127 corridor. But again, tough to tell with the curvature of the earth, the radar beam shooting over it. Again, lake effect snow cloud tops are only about a mile up into the sky. So when these radar beams get above a mile in height, that's when they really can't see the snow anymore. Yeah, if you're wondering why you guys have a closing tomorrow, despite there being no snow on the ground, that is, again, due to the cold. A lot of school districts cancel when wind chills are forecast to be below minus 15 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is going to be the case tomorrow with widespread lower peninsula temperatures, wind chill temperatures expected to be minus 15 to minus 30 in the UP, anywhere from probably minus 30 to minus 45 for the majority, unless you're immediately along the lakes where there is some more insulation. For those who are watching our stream that might not know, we do actually have a traffic group out there on Facebook. Well, first of all, obviously you want to follow us on Facebook. That is going to be just Michigan Storm Chasers. We are verified on Facebook, so you should be able to see us. 100% of our posts always get posted on Facebook, so make sure you're following us there. But we do have a community group page called Michigan Traffic and Accident Reports, which has about 25,000 members in it now, somewhere close to there. You'll want to join that. You can ask questions about road conditions if you're going to a certain part of the state. And you can also help out by answering questions that people have for road conditions that may be in your area. So that group is there for you. Just make sure when you do join the chat, Michigan Traffic and Accidents Reports, that you do answer those intro questions. Otherwise, they will be rejected to filter out spam. We had an issue with spam bots, so we had to add some questions for you, but it is to keep it spam free. Wind chills for Wednesday morning will be widespread, about minus 10 to minus 20. So it's going to be kind of hit or miss for Wednesday. Less of a slam dunk compared to what tomorrow is supposed to bring, but there will still be wind chills on Wednesday, minus 20, maybe even minus 25 in spots out there. Seems like the new Discord link is working for some. I don't know what's going on. It shouldn't expire, but hopefully you guys are able to get in if you're trying to join the Discord. See, Jess has a new custom link here on YouTube. So if you're on Facebook, hop over to YouTube if you're looking to join our Discord channel. Again, Discord is for kind of more of a community feel if you want to just ask questions, and it's about just a bunch of channels split into subcategories. It's there for you guys. Again, totally optional to join, but we are on Discord, so feel free to check it out. Drew's now in the heart of that lake effect band out there in Ottawa County. Looking like Star Wars.
Yes, sir. We are now heading south on 68th Avenue. We'll be turning back onto Fillmore Street here very shortly and just kind of follow this lake effect band as we head home here. For those that are wondering, I'm going to be heading back home, finishing up some homework that I need to get done, and then we'll be out on the roads giving up updates throughout Ottawa, Kent, and Allegheny County for tomorrow. So.
Perfect. I see Ben's question here. I'm going to go check out if there's anything in Mesoanalyst that can help me with that question.
Trisha asked a question here in chat. Should I join Patreon as well as YouTube? If you're looking for YouTube perks like stickers and stuff like that, unfortunately, you have to be a YouTube member to access the custom stickers. If you're here for our forecast, though, I would highly, highly suggest becoming a Patreon member. It is much, much better formatted over on Patreon than it is on YouTube. So if you're looking strictly for forecast information, Patreon is the way to go to support us.
Let's get technical here for a second. Here you go. Here's your Mesoanalyst behind the scenes here. There is an area of a convergence that actually does swoop all the way across the entire state. And when you look at your winter weather lake effect snow perimeter 1 here, it is also matched up with upper level humidity above 80%. So that is one tiny little band that is riding on that area of convergence and high levels of humidity there. So kind of interesting, coupled with that large lake fetch, as we mentioned earlier in the live stream, where that lake is wider across, higher humidity temperatures and area of convergence. That is getting all the way over into Ontario. It's pretty cool to see the cheat codes behind the scenes here, kind of give us that little extra what's going on out there. That doesn't help me at all.
What is convergence for those of you watching may not know that?
So convergence is just basically a area where all of our heights just kind of come in. It's kind of hard to explain, but kind of like a lot of our winds come in together. So you have winds coming in from the north, winds coming in from the south at different levels of the atmosphere. So kind of just implied in the name a little bit. But you do need, even if you do have convergence, you do need that humidity, and that's what we're seeing out there. Now we say humidity, and obviously it's like minus 5 degrees outside, but humidity is humidity, even if it is at 0 degrees. So the temperature and dew point are very close to each other in that specific location in the state. And Trisha Patron does have a private chat. I think that's what she was asking there. Is anyone in the hot water thingy, Ryan? I think you're going to do it soon, and I know Caleb has already done it.
Morning. Yeah, tomorrow morning I'm gonna. We can actually. I wonder if I can do it now since we're live. Should we try and do it now? Just out of.
It's gonna be dark out.
Well, I got a backlight I could turn on.
Plus, don't you have to boil the water? It's gonna take like 10 minutes.
I got this. No, it's not gonna take 10 minutes. I got this though. Give me like 5.
Hit the like button if you think Ryan should do it, or just do it in chat like some people are doing. Seems like it's happening. You do not need you technically don't need a low pressure to have convergence, but it is definitely a helpful tool to have.
So update. It ain't gonna work. It's not cold enough just yet.
Sorry, y'all.
Tomorrow might be cold enough.
Those are asking in chat. This live view from Drew is out in Ottawa County. Yeah, if you do the boiling water trick, do not throw it on top of your head, please. Throw it away from you. We do not want you to go to the hospital. That would be bad.
So it's funny you say that, Joel, because for those of you who have been longtime followers here, we did this. I did this actually last year on the page. And I was wearing short sleeves in my house on my porch, and I threw the pot of boiling water in the air, and my dumb self threw it kind of back at myself. So it dripped down all my arm and it kind of burnt my arm at the same time. It was not fun. So yes, throw it away from you. Do not throw it up. See ya, Hadley. Thanks for the mod work.
Yes, this is live.
Current time for those of you watching should be 9:56 p.m. If it's not 9:56 p.m., restart your stream. Or if you're on YouTube, there is a live. You click the screen, it should display like the pause button, the skip buttons on the very bottom on the left side. You should see a live, something that says live. That should bring you back to current if you click that.
Yeah. Once we get our new streaming software in, we will have that time listed over on the bottom corner of the screen.
Yep.
It is cold enough for bubbles to ice up. We did post a picture on the page earlier today on that.
Yeah, we'll pull it up here actually, because I personally like the picture a lot. How many posts do we had today?
A lot.
Holy cow. A lot. Here we go. I'll pull up my screen real quick.
Time is coming, like we just said, Joey. Time is coming once we switch over to our new streaming software. It's not completely done yet, but we are getting very close.
That is a frozen bubble.
It's like a leaf.
It does. It does. It is posted on the page as well from Pam. So thank you to Pam for messaging us that picture this morning. I saw that. I was like, I got to post that. I got to get permission for that. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
We're more than likely going to wrap up this stream here fairly soon. Appreciate you guys hopping on, hanging out with us tonight. I think Drew's on his way back, but we'll be live again tomorrow morning, more than likely, for some more lake effect snow chasing or coverage, so to speak. So if you guys want to tune back in the morning, we'll be out with Drew again. I believe it's Ben as well in West Michigan. Again, if you're here for forecast info, if you go all the way back to the beginning of this video, first 10 or 12 minutes or so, does go over the forecast info for tonight and also tomorrow, and goes into the future as well in terms of the long-term pattern, in terms of what to expect for snow systems, and also future temperatures through about the month of January and February. So with that being said, we'll wait for Drew to pop out of here as well when he gets back closer to home. But otherwise, we're going to wrap things up here fairly soon.
Yeah, we're just a few
Heather.
minutes out here, probably 5 minutes out.
So. Okay, sounds good. We'll wrap up here pretty soon then.
Ryan, what's the temperature for the boiling water trick? Someone's asking.
It varies. -5, -10 or so.
There you go.
When you get close to those numbers, it should have a better shot at working. But currently in my house, it is 6 degrees. So it ain't, I mean, I could try it, but I also don't want to risk pouring boiling water all over myself. So I think I'll wait for tomorrow morning when temperatures are going to be their coldest. But we're going to wrap things up here. But we always have to shout out our sponsors at the end of the streams and videos, just because what we do here is not free. So if you happen to need work on your house, or if you need powder coating, we have some people for you to call. We're going to start with Cats Roofing and Siding, based out of the Lansing area. Roofing, siding, window gutter needs. They service a good portion of South Central Michigan. 517-485-9886. Also have Storm Guard Roofing and Construction Needs. 248-985-3239. They are based out of the Oakland and Macomb County, North Detroit metro areas. We also have Pro Powder, based out of South Haven. They do powder coating. 269-637-8722. And last but not least, we have Lifestyle Exteriors. They're based out of Traverse City and Lansing areas, and do exterior work on your house. 989-854-3055. Thank you to these 4 sponsors for sponsoring us and keeping operational costs down for us at Michigan Storm Chasers, because what we do is not free here. If you would like to become a sponsor yourself, you can contact us at the email provided at the top of your screen there. Simply put, it's contact@michiganstormchasers.com. With that being said, appreciate you guys watching. We'll stay on a few more minutes here. But otherwise, we're going to wrap things up here in the next couple of minutes. Looks like lake effect snow in Kalamazoo has picked back up as well. Go ahead and take that back full screen here. Put Drew up in the top left. So you can't see that building again, the horizon. You see the white or the red blinking dot there, center of your screen, but you can't see the building. And Joel has gone fuzzy. Do it again, Joel. Looks like Drew's out of here for the night. So you're muted, by the way. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I knew.
Okay. But otherwise, we're going to pop out one more look at the radar here across the state. So West Michigan from Muskegon all the way down to Benton Harbor, South Haven, all the way over toward Lansing. We do have lake effect snow continuing throughout the next several hours into tomorrow. It'll be heaviest overnight tonight into the early morning hours Tuesday. Again, this lake effect band does continue over here on the east side. We're seeing lighter lake effect snow now from Lansing all the way over to Port Huron. That is a very long lake effect snow band. Further north in northern Michigan, we have snow continuing for the next couple hours. Some pretty potent bands up here: Petoskey, Boyne City, just to the west of Gaylord, Torch Lake, Elmira, Mansalona, Traverse City getting into some action as well. Pretty hefty bands up there. And then also for the UP, again, with these radar beams being elevated in the atmosphere, it's not always going to pick up what's happening here. So likely snowing in more places than what you see here on radar, especially in the UP. But overall, lake effect snow continues to hug the Lake Superior shoreline up toward the Grand Marais area. That is your look across the area before we hop out of here. So Joel, anything else you want to add to this before I roll the outro here soon?
Don't believe so. I think, did you mention the Porcupine Mountains up there as well under the radar?
I did not, but that goes to also, I mean, should be included. West UP is a radar gap hole. Like you can't see anything over here ever. So there's likely snow happening over here. We just can't see it.
Yeah. So if you're watching from Ontonagon County, there is going to be still probably another couple more inches of snow for you guys tonight. You can't see it with the radar coverage out there. But it is still snowing. And as the winds shift to become more out of the southwest, that lake effect will be blown more up the lake and away from the land. So keep that in mind. Again, we expect the UP to be done with this lake effect by sometime during the day tomorrow. And then by the time we get into Wednesday, should die off for the rest of the lower peninsula. So that is all I have. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Ryan, you can take us out of here if you would like.
All right, I will do that. Want to say thank you guys for watching. If you're looking for traffic information, it is already posted and pinned to our page on Facebook. So if that's the info you need, go ahead and check that out there, as well as our forecast from Sunday to Wednesday with the snow. So everything that you're going to need info wise is on our page for you guys to check out. With that being said, go ahead, Joel.
Shout out Mods and shout out Drew for putting in the work tonight. Appreciate you guys.
Yep. Thank you to our moderation team and also Drew for hopping on here and giving us some coverage over in these lake effect snow bands. We'll have a lot more coverage coming tomorrow. I think now we're safe to roll the outro. So we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Stay safe, stay warm, and travel safe if you are out and about on the roadways.
See you, everybody.
See ya.